Gentlemen, I bring you more corn!
Howdy ho, fangirls and fanboys. It's episode 38 of the Electric Fan Cave on electricfeast.com. Kristin Latterell here, along with my partner in crime, Corrigan Vaughn, mixing it up on your Wednesday afternoon. This week, we're talking about the huge week that Marvel had with the release of the Age of Ultron trailer that blew minds across America, the movie roster lineup that has comic lovers drooling, big-time casting news, and my personal favorite, Agent Carter. We'll gush over Daniel Radcliffe spending the whole week being wonderful, which has helped distract us as we take time to mentally and emotionally prepare for the Fast and Furious 7 trailer release this weekend. So, without further ado, let's get it!
Oh, man.
How are you doing?
It's, it's been a long couple of days, but
Yeah?
I got my Olivia Pope-style wine to recover.
There you go.
I got some cheese and crackers, and the Giants are in the World Series, so...
You know, there's few things that wine and cheese can't fix.
I know, right? I really feel like that's just one of those great things about life, is that at the end of the day, no matter how hard things get, wine and cheese exist.
Yeah, they do.
So there's that. That's a little nugget of wisdom from us. Can I tell you a little something about what happened this weekend, by the way? Just because it's about to be Halloween.
Heyo, yeah, it is.
So happy Halloween, everyone out there. I made a huge mistake this weekend, Kristin.
Oh, no.
I went and saw Annabelle by myself.
Yeah, that is a terrible... Why would you do that?
Well, here's the thing.
I wouldn't go see Annabelle with people.
This is true. I'm the target audience for this, I will grant. And, and I heard, such bad things about this movie, which after seeing it, I'm like, I don't really understand. I think it was effective in what it was. But it's hard to find people to go see a horror movie with, so I tend to go and see them alone. This is normal. I'm not usually fully alone, though. Like, other people are usually in the theater.
Right.
This was not the case. It's just, me...
Did you have to sit with your legs up on the seat? Because I feel like I'd be worried the doll was going to grab my ankles.
Seriously, Kristin, this is not normally how I am in horror movies. It's very rare that I'm freaked out. There's this one scene. Someday I'm going to show it to you just to watch and be like, see? Where this character is in a basement. And I don't want to give it away, but this basement scene is one of the most terrifying things I have ever watched in a horror movie. And I was like, I don't know if they have security cameras in movie theaters, but if they do when they're watching, they're probably look at this chick right now. So I had my legs up, my hands were doing this. I'm just like, oh, no. And I'm full on vocalizing, going no.
Hard pass.
Hard pass. Oh my gosh.
Dude.
Yeah. Which, I was satisfied with. It was the afternoon, so when I got out, there was still sunlight. There was an eclipse.
This was a weekend?
I think so.
So it was a Saturday or Sunday, and there was still no one there?
Yeah, there was no one there, and it was the last day it was playing. Maybe this was Friday or something. It might have been Friday.
Still, even Fridays are a day that people have off.
Yeah, exactly.
If it was a Tuesday, I'd be a little bit more believable, but I have a hard time that there's nobody there.
Right? A Friday.
Especially coming up on Halloween. The last day
it's happening. Yeah, coming up on Halloween. Everybody was apparently saving their energy for Ouija. And nobody wanted to go see it.
I don't want to see that one either.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'll probably see it, but I'll wait for the red box. Are you going to dress up for Halloween?
I probably will. We actually had a party on Monday with the high school kids, and it was an S party, so you had to dress up with something that started with an S.
S Club.
So yeah, if I'd thought about it,
S
oh my gosh,
party.
I know. And plus, I've decided that nobody would get that anyway, so it's pointless. But nobody got the costume I dressed up as, which was a stick figure. I wore all white and then put black tape down my arms and legs, and wore I drew a stick figure face on a plate.
In fairness, you always have the most obscure play on words costumes and things
it's true.
That.
My new thing I've decided is to only think of costumes that no one will get. And I'm doing a really good job. The past 3 or 4 years, nobody has had any idea. And I spend the entire night trying to get people to guess or explaining it, and they're being and they're like, oh, that's really funny when I tell them, or they're like, oh, and they walk away, and I'm like, all right, good not talk. My target audience. Yeah. So
I went to a party the other night. It wasn't a Halloween party, although it seemed like everyone in the world had Halloween parties this past week. Halloween's a Friday. Why did you have it this Friday?
It's the perfect day to have it.
Yeah, right. But I went to a party this past week, and the host did that thing where you have, like, you're a character, and it's on your back, so you don't know who it is, and you have to ask yes or no questions.
I like that game. I always give up halfway through and just, like, forget about it until I leave.
I'm so, like, persistent about it. So at the point where people have stopped worrying about it and have, like, moved on with normal conversation, I'm still like, yeah, but me right now. Am I a cartoon? Like,
I'm just so terrible. It's like that game Headbands, and it's like an animal, and clearly it's like I can, or whatever. It's just never. I feel like it's so obvious that I overthink it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, it must be this random person. And I'm like, no one's gonna put that as a character, Kristin, because no one's heard of that person. Like,
yeah,
So
totally.
it's just.
This is. I will say the funny thing was that when I finally got mine, it was when someone sort of fudged the yes or no rule, but they had to, because I asked. I was like, do I have a catchphrase? And they were like, no, you have a catch sound. And I was like, I'm Tarzan, aren't I? She's like, yeah, you are. Like, oh yeah.
Hey,
so I was pretty proud of myself for that one.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
But, so you went as a stick figure. Are you going to dress up, like, actually this week?
I don't know. I might just rewear my costume from last year, which was a ceiling fan.
That's right,
Said, go ceiling on it.
It's really clever.
It is. It's too clever. It's what it is.
Too clever. When
actually, I feel like that one has been around now for a while, so I think people would get it more. I think last year was when the first time I'd kind of heard of it.
Yeah.
But I think everybody, it's like more of a thing.
Yeah, like
and
being
I'm always, like,
fan of something. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm always on BuzzFeed's like costumes for lazy people. And I'm like, yes. Or I do have a shirt that has a shark on it, so I might just tape a calendar to my shirt and be Shark Week.
Ooh, I like that.
So I might also do that.
I'm a fan of all things Shark Week related, for sure.
Yeah.
So I
saw this one that was really good of like a group of people that they were each a different day, and I was like, oh, that's kind of fun, but I don't have any friends, so I'll just do it myself.
Loner problems.
I know.
I don't remember what I was going to say, but...
Sorry, I totally interrupted.
No,
Shark
Week,
you're fine. You love all things Shark Week and Halloween and costume.
Yeah.
Do you have a costume for this weekend?
I never dress up for Halloween, like, ever.
You cosplay in your living room on Sunday nights. Just do something like that.
But the thing is, all I really do is change my makeup and, like, maybe put on, like, a slightly different shirt or something like that. But I am so bad at costuming.
I know. Me too.
It's awful. So, I don't know. I want to be creative about it, but... Normally, I mean, all I do is just, like, sit here and hand out candy to kids on Halloween anyway. It's too crazy to go out around here on Halloween, so I'm like, nah. But, and then, of course, we're going to Comikaze this weekend as well. Hey-o! So we're going to be bringing...
our shirts tonight.
Yes! Awesome! And we're going to be bringing you guys all some good Comikaze coverage, so look out for that. But yeah, there's all these people in great costumes and stuff, and I always look at them like, I wish I could do that, but I can't pull it off.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm with you. My whole thing is to be, what can I make out of stuff in my closet?
Right? Yeah.
So what do I already have that can be a costume? So I do cowboy a lot. Or if
I like that's in your closet.
Yeah, if I happen to have a blank T-shirt, I'm like, oh, I have a Sharpie. What could I write on this shirt and make it a costume?
That's at one Halloween. I just wrote, like, sexy nurse on a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Like, ta-da! Costumed. Boom. Yeah, so Halloween, I hope you guys are all more creative than we are.
Yeah.
We fail.
I do. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it's okay. It's cool.
It's
we save money this way.
Yeah, it's not like my favorite holiday, so.
I do like Halloween a lot, but the thing is it's not the costuming, it's like watching marathons of scary movies and giving kids candy, and that's...
I do like it when the kids, and they are so cute in the little costumes, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard about a drinking game you should play. Take a shot every time you see an Elsa or an Anna.
Oh my gosh, how drunk would you be? I've already seen, it's not even Halloween yet, and I've already seen at least 10 friends whose kids are dressed as Elsa for various Halloween-related things, so no, there's no way. In a complex of this size, be wasted screwed by 7 o'clock. There's just no way.
And you'd be passed out and you'd miss the rest of the kids.
I know. It'd be unfortunate. And all my movies. Yeah. Anyways, what are we talking about, Kristin?
Well, guys, quite a docket. I think we should just start off with our Marvel. Marvel has pretty much taken over life this week because they are winning at everything.
It was like basically they looked at DC and they were like, that's cute, all those movies you have lined up. Boom!
Yeah. Like, it's a little bit cocky.
It is.
They're kind of like the cool, like, the cooler, like, older brother. They're like, oh, you're doing that? Well, guess what? We're going to do this. And everyone is, like, now completely forgotten about anything DC was going to do.
Yeah,
which
I
is
legit,
unfortunate,
I remember
but,
nothing, but...
Yeah, in case you guys missed it, Marvel released their movie roster lineup for the next 10 years? 8 years? 9 years?
Is it that far? Maybe it
Maybe not.
could
Maybe
be.
I'm exaggerating.
You might be.
Anyway,
I'm not sure.
For a really long time, they're going to be making Marvel movies, and they're going to be really awesome. So, 2018. Okay, so only 4.
Yeah, that's a good amount of time.
But that's still that's a lot of, but it's the amount of movies in that time period that you're looking at. So we've got the Captain America: Civil War, Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Thor, Black Panther, Captain Marvel, Inhumans. So that's a lot of movies for a 4-year gap. So and people are just, they're losing their minds.
Yeah, I mean so far we have the trailer for Age of Ultron, which oh man,
which let's do that first, I guess. But
yeah, because this trailer is everything you want in a trailer. Someone because I didn't get to see it right away because I was in school, as I always am.
Yeah,
and so I was watching kind of people react to it on like Facebook and Twitter and whatnot, and then I see, after all these amazing responses to it, someone like, let's face it, that trailer was meh. And so I'm like, interesting. Now I'm going to go into it like a balanced view. And then I watched it, I was like, wow, how do you say this is meh?
Were they not listening to the music, creepy music playing in the background? It could have been
a black screen with just that version of There Are No Strings on Me.
Yes.
And it would have been a perfect trailer. I mean...
Pretty much anything with that song was going to get me in love with it, because I watched it, and it gave, it just gave me so creepy. But, like, awesome, and it's got that epicness back to it like they always do.
Yeah.
And
I mean, yeah.
It was pretty rad. And then if you were... it keeps making me want to watch... I don't really want to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but I kind of want to because I keep missing, like, the premiere of all these things that they're showing. Exactly. Not that it matters, I guess, because I don't have TV. But that's beside the point. And then this... I guess it was last night. They then did, like, they kept calling it a trailer. It's a clip. It's like a clip of all of the Avengers hanging out trying to lift Thor's hammer. That is not an innuendo. They're literally trying to pick up the hammer of Thor there. And that's
a whole other movie.
So awesome.
Yeah, it's just this great, like, I mean, shot of that. Yeah, and the banter that we love about, like, the Avengers as a group.
Yeah.
And then the way that it's then cut in with them being interrupted in this jovial moment by this, like, holy crap, here's our villain.
Yeah, they finally get this moment of peace, and Don Cheadle's even there, who I missed.
Right.
Because he wasn't in the last Avengers, right?
No, I don't.
Wasn't.
Believe
he wasn't in Avengers, so it's like really cool to see him and Robert Downey Jr. I love it. I
feel great about it. It's a great scene. Everyone's laughing. Got Kobe Smulders there. Like, it's quality.
And her hair looks great, by the way. Yeah. Just want to throw that one out there.
Woman be flawless.
And Thor's in, like, regular people clothes.
Yes, and just, like, amused at his puny little mortals.
Like, but I love the look on his face when Steve Rogers kind of, like, it looks like it.
There's a moment where he thinks he's going to pick up the hammer.
Yeah. And he kind of, like, does this, and then when he doesn't get it, he's like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
It's a great moment.
I actually thought that was going to be the twist, that maybe he was going to move it and it was going to be like, oh, Captain America is, because he's freaking amazing, but...
Right. Yeah. So there's that, and in this sort of group of things that they announced, there's the fella who played, and I can't think of what his name is right now, the fella who played Jackie Robinson in 42, and then he was just James Brown. He's going to be Black Panther.
Oh, is that who it's going to be?
Yeah.
I love that. Chad Boswick, right?
Yes, that's his name. And he is so good.
I love him. He's
incredible. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. There's some great pictures of, like, him and Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans from this thing. So look that up, Kristin.
Cool. I saw the Black Panther
like the costume
poster.
The poster.
Is that what it is? I guess it's a costume, but whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have, like...
Here it is, yeah. Superhero Report, the three of them. I love it.
So good. So I'm super stoked on that. But then the other thing was that there was the rumor the day before all of this dropped that Benedict Cumberbatch had been cast as Doctor Strange for the Doctor Strange movie, and the reviews were sort of mixed on that. There were people who were like, oh my god, I really want to see this now, and then others who were like, oh great, well this sucks, there's so many other people who could be playing this, and whatever on that. But once the Marvel event came out, they were like, if we had cast Doctor Strange, we would tell you right now.
Yeah. And you're like, oh.
Oh.
I think I'm still going to hold out hope.
I have a feeling that's probably, I mean, these rumors don't just, like, come out of nowhere, usually.
And I would guess maybe it's one of those things where it hasn't actually been finalized yet, and until it is, they can't really say, it's going to be him, you know?
And it's great for them to sort of, like, then give us, like, a little more time to be like, is it? Is it not?
And I wonder and of course for them, it just adds to this great, awesome time they're having of building up all these things. So it's like, we're not going to drop it right now, but in 2 weeks when you've kind of forgotten about all this, we're going to be like, by the way, Benedict Cumberbatch is playing Doctor.
Yeah.
And, you're gonna be like,
you go through the same cycle of excitement again.
So they just know how to keep themselves in the forefront
of
the news. And I just want to also, real quick, is one of my favorite things about this is I even love just the artwork for all of these movies, just the name. It's just like names of them. Mm-hmm. And like the one that says like the Captain America Civil War one looks epic.
Yeah. I love the Inhumans.
And I love the Guardians of the Galaxy. It's like they just scratched out the old date and wrote a 2. And like put the new date. And it looks like someone just, took out the marker. And I'm like, that's exactly how it should be.
Yeah, all of the logos really capture sort of the spirit of each of the properties. So these look so fun, and I imagine, I mean, they've got the budget, they can cast whoever they want, they can have direct these things whoever they want, and so there's no real reason for the quality to drop in these, you know? And
I think because they're able to do that, you even have people who maybe wouldn't have been interested initially being like, oh, I totally want to do that, you know?
Definitely do that.
They can get that kind of quality. You're right, get that kind of quality still.
And I mean, I think the key is when they do get people to direct these, they need to be people like the Jon Favreaus and the Joss Whedon, James Gunn, because otherwise you get like Zack Snyder doing your like Superman-ish, and it's like, it's not the style that
you just need someone who gets it.
Yeah, someone who gets the humor and gets the like deep dark stuff in it as well, and then you're gonna be good. So I'm gonna be really excited to see who they end up getting for all of this stuff.
Me too.
Where it goes is gonna be good.
It goes.
But one of my favorite tweets regarding the Doctor Strange casting was someone said something along the lines of like, I sure hope Doctor Strange never has to say penguin. Yeah, if you guys have been watching internet things this week, you may have seen this Graham Norton clip going around with Benedict Cumberbatch, in which it's revealed that he struggled with the word penguin.
Yeah, in a documentary.
In a documentary. And the greatest thing is that, like, you think, like, Benedict Cumberbatch is this guy, like, known for his voice and his diction and all this kind of stuff. And for something like Penguin to have escaped him for 30-something years of his life is hilarious.
But also, and the great thing about the clip, if you watch it, is that he gets progressively worse. But the first time he says it, you're kind of like, oh, what did he say? Like, you kind of think, like, oh, I probably just misheard it. And then the next time you're like, no, he's definitely saying that wrong. And then by the end of it, you're like, what animal is he talking about? Because I've never heard of it before. And I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm thinking, he wasn't, like, in his apartment doing a podcast by himself mispronouncing this. He was being paid to talk about penguins on a documentary. And no one said, you know what, Ben? That's actually not how you say that word. Yeah. Like, nobody said that.
Was it like, was he too expensive to get back to dub those over when they listened back? We're like, is he saying penguin?
But wasn't there someone listening while he was doing it?
And maybe that's they just were, I don't, there's a lot that had to come together for that to have made it to television.
That's what I'm saying. And so, yes, I think it's hilarious that he does. It's almost more hilarious that nobody cares, really.
Either no one caught it or no one cares. Like, they were like, so few people are going to watch this documentary.
We'll just leave it.
It does not matter how he pronounced penguin, the favorite animal of like 75% of the world, you know?
Yeah, I was like, there's an entire movie.
Yeah.
Called March of the Penguins.
And then Graham Norton points out, he's like, and you're going to be starring in this movie. And it flashes like the Penguins of Madagascar logo. So
and Benedict is just so great too. He just like can't even stop laughing. He's like, I don't even know really what to say about this other than like,
there's no excuse. It's so bad.
It's so good.
Yeah, it was very endearing.
Yeah, it was pretty wonderful. But
so what else are we talking about? Yeah.
Well, we didn't actually get to talk about Agent Carter, which I do want to talk about really quick. And I know you guys, I've been talking about this ever since it was even mentioned, of how much I love this character and how much I love, I was going to call her Haley Atwell.
Haley Atwell, yeah.
As Peggy Carter. And so They released the first kind of teaser trailer, they're calling it, and it's like a TV spot, so it's only, 30 seconds long. But it's got the glamour that you want, and so it's like, sometimes the best man for the job is a woman, and so you see her at the beginning, and she's like pulling on like the cool old like stockings, and she's got this like Carmen Sandiego hat going on, and I'm like so into it. Brilliant. And it's just really quick. It's like, like boom, boom, boom. She kind of walks in, looks like she's shooting somebody, blah, all this stuff. So there's not a whole lot of like that you actually know what's going on.
Right. It's just a glimpse at how cool this is going to be. A glimpse
at how like badass she is.
Right.
She's amazing. I don't care what anybody says. So
who doesn't say that? Are there people who don't say that?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure there are people out there.
Yeah. We're going to stop it in its tracks right now. Yeah.
We're just going to stop you and say, pump your brakes. Because here's the thing about her is, and I think I've mentioned this before, is that she is now going to fill the void that Sydney Bristow left in my soul when Alias went off. And granted, this is only like 8 episodes, so I'm going to have to kind of reconcile myself to that fact. It's going to be over before it begins. But
ooh, that is rough.
Oh, it looks rad, you guys. It looks.
And then they just announced they cast Lindsay Fonseca in it, right?
Did they?
Yeah, I
think
so.
Nikita? I didn't see that.
Yeah, and from How I Met Your Mother, she's the daughter in...
Oh, I didn't know she was in that. I just remember her being in Nikita.
Yeah, so she's... Okay. I think they just casted her in that, or I could be lying. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe I'm lying. But maybe. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in Agent Carter. Not as much as you are, but...
I know. You guys, I love spy shows, and I love spy ladies, because they make me feel cool. I'm like, I could do that. Probably not, but it makes me think I could.
Yeah,
And I don't think there's enough... Well, maybe there's been more, but there aren't enough of these, like, those kinds of characters, I think, on... I don't know. Ever since Alias got off the air, I'm like, we haven't had anybody like her.
Yeah.
Ever.
Where is our Sydney Bristow?
And this is our, like, Sydney Bristow is based on this, She's like the...
the precursor.
The precursor to Sydney. Oh!
Love it.
Anyway, very excited about it. But that being said...
Yeah.
The other thing that we're looking forward to this weekend, not only Comikaze, which will be rad, but the Fast and Furious 7 trailer is coming at us on Saturday.
This is like the one thing that I almost regret that Comikaze is this Saturday, because at Universal Studios they're having like the big event. I'm like, oh my god. But I don't know if I could handle it, because really I'm like, I need Paul.
Yeah,
and I would be really sad.
This is a bittersweet. It's like one of those things where I'm like both equally super excited and like almost dreading it a little bit.
Right, exactly. This whole thing, because it's like I've been so excited ever since the end of Fast 6. I've been like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait
for the 7. Yeah.
And then obviously Paul Walker died, and it was like, sucker punch. And so, so I'm still super excited to have this happen. My favorite franchise having its trailer coming out, but it's definitely tinged with that, like, this is gonna be kind of sad.
Yeah, it's just gonna. I just have to know it. You just know that you're gonna watch it and be like, this stings.
We're gonna be sitting outside of like the LA Convention Center watching the live stream on our phones, crying. Like, you just gotta cry. Just give us a minute.
People are like, "Are you guys okay?" We're like, "It's fine.
It's fine. It's just a beautiful moment."
Man.
Yeah, I'm stoked, and they've been doing so much to build up to this trailer, with like releasing the clips.
Okay, and the Road So Far kind of clip they have going on. Okay, twofold. First, the Road So Far clip is perfect because it encapsulates everything you love, and it has all of my favorite quotes, which is great.
Yes,
it gives you everything, except it actually doesn't give you Ride or Die, which I noticed.
Oh.
The second time it gives you I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
Yeah, which is key.
Which is key. And then it has some of my favorite Tyrese moments in it when he's like, Mission Impossible? This is Mission in freaking Sanity. And you're like, oh my God.
Tyrese is so great in those movies.
So great. But this clip is really great. But the poster of them like in the background between the wheels, and it says wait, what does it say? Revenge is... Shoot.
I can't remember what it says. Look it up. Google it.
I'm going to Google it really quick. Because now I've completely ruined this entire story.
Yeah. You're so close. Furious 7?
7.
The funny thing is they're trying to make this Furious thing work, because the last one was supposed to be Furious 6, but no one called it that. Everyone called it Fast 6. So because it was Fast 5, and they were like, oh, this is going to be Furious 6, and it didn't catch on. So now they're like really advertising it as Furious 7.
Yeah.
It says Vengeance Hits Home.
That's what it is. Vengeance hits home. And then it's like them in the just so good.
Yeah, it's like underneath the car.
Yeah.
And then in the background, there they are. And
so good. It's going to be so good.
Yeah, if I were not watching the World Series and later American Horror Story, I would totally pop in some Fast and Furious right now, because now, like, seeing all this stuff, I'm just craving it. It's like all I want to watch is just Fast and Furious.
Especially watching that clip the only problem I had watching the little clip that they posted was like, I don't know which movie I want to watch. I'm like, I want to watch the first one. I'm like, no, I want to watch 5. Oh, no, 4. Oh, I'm like, crap, I'm just going to have to take a day and watch all of them. But I
was like debating with my classmates the other day, because like all of them were like, yeah, Fast and Furious is okay, but my favorite's Tokyo Drift. I'm like, what is wrong with you people?
Guys, okay, I told you, my friend at work thinks the same thing. He's like, his favorite one is the 5th one, but he claims that the 3rd one rejuvenated the franchise. I said, no, it almost killed it, is what it almost did.
I guess it depends on who you ask. I feel like if you are like from movie 1, you're like, this is my jam.
Yeah.
Then like Tokyo Drift is the bane of your existence.
Right.
I think Tokyo Drift brought in like a camp factor that might have brought in like a new audience. Like, this movie is so terrible.
Yeah.
That it's good. Where the other ones are more like, they're action movies. So if you like action movies, these are good action movies.
Right. Okay.
And then I think Tokyo Drift sort of brought in this, like, this is so over the top ridiculous.
But I feel like the people that I've talked to,
like, they don't think it's ridiculous.
They actually like the movie.
I don't understand how you can watch anything with Lucas Black and not be aware of how ridiculous it is, except for 42, where he's supposed to be an idiot. Other than that, I don't understand it.
I don't know.
I don't get it whatsoever. So the other day in class, I was like, everyone was like, oh, I like Tokyo Drift. And I was like, ah! My little sister used to always watch it. She had it like on her computer. She torrented it or whatever, and she was always like, want to watch Tokyo Drift? I was like, no.
Nope, I don't.
Pick
any of the other ones, and I'll say yes.
Yeah, any other one. Ridiculous.
Oh, man.
But we're very excited about that action.
I know. But the only thing that's kind of been keeping us sane this week has been Daniel Radcliffe, you guys. I don't know if you've seen him making the rounds. Horns opens up this weekend, which we had said earlier we're not sure about. Not sure how I feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
But
I feel great about his promotion.
Me too. So he is selling it, and he was on Jimmy Fallon last night or 2 nights ago, and apparently talking about how much he likes rap music. And I'm like, oh, how quaint. Daniel Radcliffe likes rap music.
Little British white boy.
So cute. And then, of course, that led to Jimmy Fallon being like, oh, what about, Blackalicious'
alphabet?
That's hard to say. Blackalicious'.
Blackalicious'. If you can't say Blackalicious', you probably can't do the song.
I know I can't. I definitely know I can't. And so he's like talking to him, and you can see the look on his face, like, oh, really? And Jimmy Fallon hands him the mic. He's like, okay. And I'm like, oh God, what's gonna happen right here? And you guys, you pretty much spend the entire video. You need to watch it twice, because the first time you spend the entire time waiting for him to screw it up.
Yeah.
And then when you realize he doesn't, you have to go back and watch it to really appreciate how much he nails it.
Yeah. And it's like he puts on this persona too, because he goes straight from being like talking in his accent and being like, oh yeah, I was really into Eminem and blah blah, and you're like, whatever. And then he gets up and it's like he's an American
rapper.
It's the craziest thing. It gives
and
you
by
a
the
whole
end,
new
when he gets to the end, he's got the whole place wild. He is like, he kind of starts out with his hand in his pocket, but kind of doing it, whatever, and like he transforms as the song goes on, and by the end of it, every time I watch it, I'm like, what? What?
Yeah, it's bananas. As I wrote on Facebook, I was like ready to be embarrassed for him. I was like, I'm gonna watch it, but I'm gonna get like, I may have to turn it off halfway through when I get the embarrassed chills, you know? And then I was like watching it, and I was like, he's not screwing it up. He's owning it. He's killing this right now. Yeah. And it's glorious. So you have to check this out.
You really
And
do.
I mean, this was after also earlier in the week, he made these great comments, like when people were like, basically people keep on asking him like, oh, saying you're an unlikely sex symbol. And he's like, well, why? And they're like, well, being a child actor and we're so used to you as this child wizard. And his response is perfect. He's like, well, men haven't seemed to have a problem sexualizing Emma Watson. And it's like,
walking away.
Shoot! Yeah. It's like,
So good. So good. I know. He's just been nailing it. He's been doing a great job.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He's a PR machine this week, and in general, he's always so charming.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I almost kind of makes me want to. I don't really want to see horns, but I'm like, I don't know, maybe I kind of do.
But he's tricking me into seeing it.
He's tricking me into seeing it, which I think is part of the movie, right? Isn't he like becomes? Oh yeah, part
like
of the devil
he's persuasive, right? Yeah. Like he can get people to do. Yeah, he can get people to do
whatever he wants. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's doing it to me. He's actually a demon.
My God, Kristin,
you guys
have blown my mind. You guys don't see horns. Look what he's doing to you. Look at what he's doing.
He's got us under a spell.
Oh my gosh.
I'm telling you, because I'm...
Like, really, if we were to snap out of the spell, he would be, like, totally botching that rap song. We all just think that he's nailing it right now.
When in reality, he's not.
No.
But, so I just... Yeah, crazy.
Good job, Dan. Good job.
You do you, sir.
Yep. What else we got?
And then we have... for those of you who are joining us for our book club, we had I think we mentioned it already, but we had an excellent time with Clinton Boomer talking about The Hole Behind Midnight.
Yeah.
He is we were all weren't really quite sure what to think, because the book can be pretty dark at times and a little cringy.
Yeah, you don't know what to expect from the person who wrote that.
From the person who wrote that, because when Corey was like, yeah, he's coming out, I'm like, I don't know what to say to him. Does he come from a broken home? Because the story's kind of dark. And he comes out and he is just... laughing, and he's fun, and his mom is he dedicated the book to his mom, who's a junior high school teacher, and anyway, he was wonderful. He was so fun to have on, and really gave some cool insight into the story about how it was a collaborative effort, and gave a lot of backstory that made us a little bit appreciate it a little bit more after having talked with him. And so we had so much fun with that, and then we put out on Goodreads, if you guys are following us on the book oh my goodness.
You'll get there.
The Fancave Fiction Club, that we put it out there for you guys to kind of vote what you wanted to do next. So what came out is that paranormal book wanted to be a thing. And so...
That's a great way of phrasing that. So the genre itself emerged out of Goodreads, was like, you will read me.
We created it into being by speaking it into being. Oh gosh, I'm going to be smoted in a second.
Yep.
Sorry. And so what we've come up with is Dr. Sleep by Stephen King, so the master himself, as they say. And so this is kind of the sequel to The Shining. So if you're a big Shining fan and kind of want to know what happens next,
or even if you haven't,
or even if you haven't read it, you don't have to have read The Shining or seen The Shining to appreciate it. You might want to get a little bit of backstory of what this guy went through, but it's Danny's grown up now.
Yeah,
and
Red Rum, Danny.
Yeah, on the little bikey thing down the hall.
Twins.
Come play with us forever. So anyway, so he's grown up, and it's his kind of continuing story of he meets some other people that, some powers and spookiness, and
it promises to be a fun read. Yeah,
I've heard it, the reviews and stuff seem cool, and the synopsis seems like a fun kind of story. So it should be really fun. So I don't think we've actually set a date yet, which we should do.
Yeah, we haven't set a date, but check the Goodreads, and we will put one up there. Maybe we'll figure it out tonight. We'll make a date.
We'll make a date. We'll tweet it. We'll Goodreads it. We'll put it in the blog.
Yeah, and we can all chat
get
together.
It out there. And so come and chat with us. We probably won't be able to get Stephen King.
No.
Probably. But,
no. Do you think we can get Danny?
We're like, hey, Stephen. I don't know if you've heard of us, but we have this book club on Goodreads.
It's kind of a thing.
Yeah, so Clinton Boomer was on, and he's like, who? We're like, oh, well,
You don't know Clinton Boomer?
Yeah. So don't maybe expect that from us, but do expect a good time. So we do usually...
We've had a great time every time.
It's been really fun. You guys have been so great, just with your feedback has been so honest, and even if you've hated it, you've been like, this book sucks. I'm like, you know what? I love that, because you don't necessarily love every book. But you've always, I don't know, it's just really been
looking
great
at you, really Noel Kirkpatrick, who likes nothing.
I wasn't going to name names.
Look, I'm going to name names.
Okay.
Noel, you will like Dr. Sleep.
Hopefully.
You will like it.
I don't think he's liked anything we've read.
No, not a one. is across the board hated everything.
I think actually our new thing should be to only pick books that he's going to hate.
Yeah, that's true, which is easy. Well, the
That
thing
could
is,
be
this
our-
is the first
that could be
time,
our
like,
vengeance.
there's no alternate universes or alternate realities in this. Well, I mean, at least not in the sense that there were in the other ones where they were, like, based around that concept. So maybe we'll have a little more luck this time with him and anyone else who has not enjoyed them so far. I mean, Noel's not the only one who hasn't liked books, but he's the only one that across the board has hated everyone, I think.
Yeah. So,
but we'll be having a good time.
Yeah, and so we'll let you
hopefully
guys
you'll
know. So it'll be really fun. Looking forward to it. I've always like reading new books, which is good. Although I don't have a lot of time right now because I am in the middle of binging Arrow, so I don't have a heck of a lot of time to be reading.
Yeah, and in our other book club, we're also reading Stephen King right now. So
We are.
We're on overload.
We are. So we're Stephen, and I've actually never read a Stephen King book. So this is
So exciting.
this is like a big thing for me. I can now have two.
Yeah, you'll have 2 under your belt in the course of a month. That's pretty.
Count it.
That's pretty impressive.
Yep.
Yeah. So, do we have anything else we wanted to cover before we?
No, that's it. We've done an
Great.
exceptional.
We did.
You're
Like, 40
basically
minutes
Geek
is pretty
Legacy
good.
right now.
Oh my gosh, we're totally Geek Legacy right now. Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna call it Geek Legacying when we are concise about
We're
things.
GLing so hard right now.
Dude, that's better because legacying is hard to say.
It is really
We're
hard to say.
GLing
We're
so
GLing.
hard. We're so good. I don't want to brag, but we're kind of awesome.
Yeah,
so.
we're pretty great. We were trying to keep it short. We are tired for one, and
We
also because we're gonna bring you some more action from Comikaze this weekend. So keep an eye out on electricfeast.com for that.
Yes,
Awesome.
do.
Did you want to sign us off too, Laddie?
Oh my gosh, I would love to sign
wanna?
us off. You guys, this is like Freaky Friday, but on Wednesday.
It is. I suddenly think I work at a church and family ministry.
And I suddenly know everything there is to know about movies and culture.
I was like, do you know what I study? I was like, is she about to reveal she has no idea what I study? Like about
anthropology, about math.
Yeah, we know that's not true. You've seen me try to calculate a tip.
Not true about either of us.
Yeah. All right, sign us out, Laddie.
So sign us out. You guys, thanks so much for joining us. We will see you next week. Please rate and review us on iTunes. Check us out on Stitcher, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes. I think I already said that. And we have a Tumblr. I've never been on it, but I think it's really cool. We have a Twitter. Follow us there. Follow electricfeast.com on Facebook. You can get some updates there as well. Check out the blog at electricfeast.com where you'll have all the links to the things we've been talking about, videos, and you can check out both the audio and the video podcast there. So it's been so fun. Yay! Thanks for joining us. We've enjoyed it. And until next time, I'm Kristin Latterell.
I'm Corrigan Vaughn. Make
good choices.
Peace out, everybody.
Howdy ho, oh shit! I can't even start it. Howdy ho, fan. Okay.